Hi, Maximus Analysis here for April 13th, 2016, and we're starting with the ES on the daily. We can see that we continue to grind and go higher. We saw the bullish engulfing day yesterday with follow through today with some type of volume. You can see the volume on the bottom. We posted a level of 2070.75 and that held once it broke. If they continue up, we're looking at 2082.25 to 2093. Okay, we need this 2048 to hold pretty much all week. So again, we have tomorrow, Friday, we'll see exactly what happens, but right now they're continuing to grind higher. 2093 is around this level right here. So you can see this last sell signal was pretty much around here, and then it gave a lower high and then continued to flush down. So we'll continue to watch it, and again, they haven't broken anything right now to really be saying that we haven't even broken a weekly low. So let's go on the weekly time frame. Excuse me. And let's see this low hold again all week. It's 2029.50. Excuse me, 2029.25. And we'll want to see that continue higher. Again, if they continue with this and close strong, this is kind of a continuation pattern. And it could launch up to 2160 as long as we continue to hold these previous lows. Again, this candle is still open. Volume is kind of light, but it's a still open candle, so we want to see how we're closing going into the week. NQ will start on the weekly time frame, and again, they broke below last week's low but didn't close below it at all. So again, they're continuing to the upside. And now when we go to the daily, we'll really look at our levels, and you can see they're breaking above these previous resistance levels. So we want them to hold 44.91 all week. That pretty much holds them right here, and we want some type of follow through. And if it blasts through 45.58, we're looking at 45.90 as the next target. Okay, the 44.22 pivot, which is right around that 200-day moving average, needs to hold. Okay, YM on the daily. Again, we've been talking about this. The 17.250 area needs to hold. Of course, 7,000. So that's that's a long way from here. But they've held a pivot, and we've been staying all the way up. What pivots they need to break, and they haven't broken any as yet. CL had a typical EIA report day, so a lot of indecision in regard to the day, so it ends up being a small doji type of candle. But you can see this is kind of like a little inside day, if you want to call it, and technically people are going to say the inside day has to be down here, but the price action is close. So it broke above previous highs, previous day's high, quickly, and then rolled back over and then didn't move at all. So a very tight, choppy day. And but we want to see them hold this 41.17 area, and of course the 39.50 area. Okay, if they break above, we're looking at the target of that 200-day moving average, which is around $44 to $44.44. Now let's look at some equity names. We could see that we have Apple continuing higher. Again, the volume wasn't really that much, but it is over the 200-day moving average. Again, continues higher, and we want to hold this 108.20, I think 27 level. And the reason why we're going to be a little careful regarding this is the weekly time frame. We have to see where this goes, because this could be at a point that it could roll underneath here, but we want to see what the closing volume is, and we will continue to look and see what the previous lows of the week are, which lines up pretty well with the level I just gave you, which is 108. So basically 108 needs to hold for next week, and they continue higher. Looking at Netflix had a gap and then just kind of gapped up and then just didn't move that much. But again, we want to hold this 105.68, okay, and look at the weekly time frame as well for Netflix to just make sure we're seeing that where this volume closes, because I'm looking at potentially the week of the 25th. Might see some type of movement. I don't know if that's going to be to the downside, but let's look at what next week does, and when they break a low with some significant movement what we're going to see, because right now we see that we had a nice move up and consolidation to the upside, pop up, but the volume right now, we got to see how this week closes, and again where it closes. So this is an open candle, and Friday we'll really get to verify where things are going. Facebook was a very odd day today, so let me go to the Facebook. I don't know what happened, but again, it was down as much as I think $2.50 and ended up closing up only down 10 cents. So I don't know what happened, but you know, it needs to get over this 113.53 for more continuation. The weekly, we could see, oops, the weekly for Facebook, come on, the weekly for Facebook, we just at these levels, and if they can hold this pivot, that gives them a nice higher low pivot if they break above these highs. But we got to see, again, this is an open candle as well, so let's see what we got going on and what we can do. We'll continue to just watch this one, because again, we don't want to discount this flush down and then 8 weeks up, flush down. But if it has a higher low, we just got to move this up to here and say, listen, that's our pivot that we need to hold going forward. So we'll continue to see how this weekly candle closes, but it was very odd action for Facebook. And again, if your stops got ran, dude, it's okay, because a lot of people's stops got ran because it's just the sloppy price action that we got going on. But you can see all the way here that you have, you know, higher low, and continue higher low if you look from there. So we'll continue to watch it and see where we go. Now, Tesla had a good day today. Nice pullback and then getting to this high. So we want to see if they're going to continue for more upside potential. We are going to still look at this weekly time frame just to kind of see, okay, last week's low, I think we're looking at 240. This week you see a very, very low volume in regards to last week's volume. So we just want to see where this closes. Again, it's up $6-7, but we want to make sure we're looking at all pictures, even the big picture, to just know where things are and how it's moving. So again, we can't discount how sharp this move has been back up, but we just want to make sure we're not, you know, if we're going to go long, we know exactly where our stops is using either aggressive time frames, 30, 60, 120 minute, or even 15 minute, and keeping our stops so that we could take some, if it continues to go higher, we could take advantage of it, but we don't, you know, we don't want to chase if we're using any other type of time frame. So last but not least, we will finish with Google. Google up, and it just gave a doji. So again, high momentum name, not really showing much momentum, but it just gapped and then just ranged. So we're just still going to look and say, let's hold this 756 area. Okay, so again, we'll see what happens tomorrow, and it's been very exciting times to say the least. But again, we want to make sure we're looking at all sides of the fence here. Take care.